Viral Nation is the largest creator representation firm in the world. We have an amazing roster of creators spanning across every genre, every vertical, with large, medium, smaller audiences that caters to really everybody out there. Viral Nation has always been ahead of the curve. While other companies represent creators and do sort of the same thing a lot of companies have been doing, Viral Nation is always thinking about what is next in the creator economy and in the attention economy. Whether it's really innovative brand deals, whether it's technology to help our creators excel at what they do, whether it's original content, which I lead at Viral Nation, we're always thinking about what is next for our creators because we want them to expand. We want them to live forever in terms of their social. Yes, we want them to be popular and it takes that one video to sort of pop off, but what's after that big video? How do they keep going? How do they stay here for 25, 30 years, forever, and make a career of it? So we're in it for the long haul. Yeah, so, I work with a variety of creators at Viral Nation to expand their IP. One of the most notable examples is the McCartys. I am here in Cannes right now. We are speaking on a panel tomorrow for MIPJUNIOR, and I have had the honor of developing original content with the McCarty family, and they're just extraordinary. As soon as I saw them, I said, these guys need an animated show. They need a show. They need a cartoon. They are so wildly talented. So we are developing an original piece of IP called Camp McCarty, which is a spooky, cute, hilarious series that takes place at an all-season camp, and we are developing what I call original animation drops, and that is a partnership between Viral Nation, the McCartys, and Wind Sun Sky Entertainment, one of the most prolific entertainment studios in the world. And we are teasing the McCartys, 16 plus million subscribers on YouTube and all their other social platforms, audience on this original show in sort of bite-sized, snackable form. And it's really a good example of how you don't have to wait for the streamers and the traditional broadcasters to do something. Yes, we work with them. Yes, we want to work with them. But how do you get started? Well, working with the McCartys is the best case study because we literally partnered and started the show. And what's to come? The sky is the limit. So for me, this is a really big honor to be speaking at MIP. I always was so envious of my bosses when I come from the traditional unscripted development world, and I was always so jealous when my bosses would go to MIP and I would see them drinking champagne and not working that hard, and they would come back and tell me, you got to write 101 pages. There's all this business activity. For me, now being at MIP and MIPJUNIOR and MIPCOM, it's an honor to be here. And speaking at MIPCOM this week with the senior vice president of Unscripted at Fremantle, we are really going to be speaking about how the creator economy and traditional Hollywood and media is coming together to join forces, and how, for the first time, we're really seamlessly working together. It's always been, can it work? Can creators land their own TV show? Is it possible? Now it's, yes, it is possible. Who are the right creators to help get their own show on a streamer? Why should they be on a streamer? And how do we both help each other out? Because for years it was siloed. When I would go to conferences or parties, I would be the guy in the corner pushing creators saying, please take a look at this creator. And they'd be like, yeah, the traditional broadcaster, yeah, they're cute, they're funny, but we don't really see them. Now, for the first time, production companies, studios, and streamers are coming to us saying, let's have a conversation. How can we work together? So the presentation I'm giving with Fremantle will talk about how both forces come together. So it really, to me, makes so much sense, and I'm so elated that the creator economy has such a powerful presence at MIPJUNIOR and MIPCOM this year, because creators have arrived. No longer is it this fringe thing where they're in the corner and, oh, that's kind of cool, but it probably won't land in mainstream media. We are here. Creators are here. The McCartys are here. They're on a panel. They're one of the first creators ever to be on a panel at MIP. They've actually made history, and it's incredible. And I'll tell you something. I have been a champion and a proponent of creators my entire career. I was a creator back in 2000. I'm really dating myself. Back in 2005, literally, MySpace to YouTube transition, those days, I was a comedy creator, and I just kept thinking, this is going to work. And everyone in the business told me, it is not going to work. It is not going to stick forever. You should do something else. So I've been a champion of creators from day one, knowing that they will eventually get here. And now when you walk here in Cannes, you see YouTube everywhere, and you see, billboards of creators and panels, and we're finally here. And it's an honor to have believed in it this long and to be part of it. For years, media and press have said creators just don't work on television. It doesn't work. Okay, somebody has 20 million subscribers, 20 million people are not going to watch that show. In my opinion, that's actually totally wrong. It's about choosing the right creators who can actually leverage their audience to tell a story. So, I think creators can help broadcasters and streamers find specific audiences. There's proven data, there's proven metrics about who creators speak to and who the audience likes, and it's about matching that up to a streamer and finding the right fit. When you look at the history of creators, Broad City, one of the biggest sketch comedy shows of all time, actually came from YouTube. So that was a huge success. So I think creators can help mainstream media sort of find their audience and attract viewers, but I think there's something to be said that a lot of that creative has already been incubated online, and it's about continuing that story. No, you can't take a YouTube thing and literally just lift it and put it on a streamer. That's not going to work. But what you can do is take the best of what creators do on social, marry that to a more premium concept, make it work for a Hollywood streamer or network, but don't lose the magic of why that creator became famous. You look at Mr. Beast. That show's great. Yes, it's big. Yes, it's supersized. Yes, it's huge. But at the end of the day, it's what Mr. Beast does on a much bigger budget. They didn't lose the magic, and that's why that show is a success. I think traditional media in Hollywood can learn a lot of things from the way creators have built their studios and leveraged their success. It's about taking chances. It's about being bold, and it's about trying things. And by the way, now, and I'm going to be talking about this in my 15-minute sort of trend report with Fremantle this week at MIPCOM, traditional Hollywood is working with creators to test formats on their respective social channels to see if it works. So instead of creators running to productions companies being like, please pick up my show, I have this cool idea, traditional studios are saying, we've got an idea, you've got an audience, can we test that on your channel to see if it works? And if it does, come along for the ride, and let's go take that to a streamer or to a network. Every year I come here, something happens, and I never know when it's going to happen. And it always happens randomly. It doesn't necessarily happen in a set meeting, but for me, what I'm looking for is new partnerships, new opportunities to bring these potential production partnerships back to Viral Nation. So there's certain creators that, I work with all of our creators, but there's certain creators I'm looking to partner up with production companies and studios for certain ideas, whether that's scripted or unscripted. So I'm looking for partnerships. I am looking for people who want to work with creators, whether that's in animation, whether that's in game shows, unscripted, you name it. I'm looking for really great relationships. Catherine Winder, who's somebody that I work very closely with. Viral Nation has a first look deal with Catherine and her company, Winds on Sky. I had known Catherine for years. Our offices were across the street in Vancouver. It wasn't until we had lunch at MIPCOM where we really hit it off, and then the McCartys came into the picture and the rest is history. But it was at lunch at MIPCOM where we solidified, we need to start working together. And every time I come back from MIPCOM, something good happens. So hopefully, this year is no exception, but it's all about partnerships. It's just to believe in it. It's just to not give in to people who are negative, who say to stop, who say not to do it, and to believe in yourself that you have got something. I swear to you, I was so close to giving up on my YouTube channel, literally back in 1945 when I started my YouTube channel. Literally, I believed in it so much, and people it took time. It takes time. All great things take time to build. So as cliche as it sounds, believe in yourself, but also don't be afraid to take risks on it. Don't be afraid to try things. Don't be afraid to just post. I think people spend way too long overthinking. Is it perfect? Is it the perfect edit? Is it the perfect shot? It's never going to be perfect. It's about posting, getting it up there, and getting the audience to eventually love it, and they will come. And I believe consistency and frequency is much more important than perfection.